Howdy homies, it's the unofficial start of fall. Today is September 1st, squirrel season starts today here in New Hampshire. I've got some new hammock gear to test out from Warbonnet Outdoors, and it's looking like it's going to be a great evening out in the woods. Low 50s tonight. I gotta get camp all set up. I got some really good food to eat. I'm gonna go to sleep tonight, test some gear, and then wake up in the morning and do some squirrel hunting, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm super stoked. I love fall. It's when I come alive. I'm pumped. I'm all fired up. But before all that happens, I've got to get to camp. After all these years, I finally figured out how I want to get to where I'm going as far as making a trail goes. So before we get to any of what we're going to do, we got to get to where we're going. And we've got to get through stuff like that. Yeah, these woods are pretty blown up. So I'm running out of sunlight. It's already getting late in the evening. It's about 5 o'clock right now. So I'm just very quickly gonna cut a way in. I'm not really gonna do much in terms of cleaning it up and making it look nice. I just want to cut a path through this stuff and get to where I'm going so I can do what I want to do. However, taking a look around this place, it's in rough shape. There's a lot of wood that's down. So in terms of land stewardship, I feel like I'm falling behind a little bit. I've got to get this place cleaned up, because if there was ever a fire to start in here for whatever reason, this would be bad. We had a really bad ice storm a couple years ago, and the woods are just kind of blown up. Looks like a bomb went off in here. So this winter, I'm going to come in here, do some camping, make a big, huge pile, and torch it. It's going to be a ton of fun. That's something I'm looking forward to, and you should be too. So JP and Dave and all my buddies, if that's something you're interested in, coming out here in the woods, hanging out, camping, eating good food, getting hammered, and making a big, huge fire, here's your formal invitation. All right. Enough rambling. I gotta cut a path through all that. All right, worked up a sweat getting in here, but we're here. It's been a really dry summer. In the 13 years that we've lived here, I've never seen this brook dry up. Not once. I've seen it get really low, but I've never seen it dry up. My plan is tonight to come out here. I'm gonna set up the hammock, test out the Yeti. I recently purchased from Warbonnet Outdoors a custom 50-degree Yeti underquilt. So that's what I'm trying out tonight. It's gonna get down to the low 50s tonight. It's rated for 50 degrees. It weighs 7.5 ounces, and I want to see if it's gonna work for me in these conditions. So fingers crossed, I'm hoping, because it's super lightweight and less weight, less bulk, all around win if it works. We'll find out. So let's not go getting ahead of ourselves. I have to set up my hammock system. I've got to find a spot to set it up, which can be a little tricky out here because there's dead trees everywhere. Got to be really careful. I do know that I want to be close to the brook because I want to hear it as I'm laying in my hammock. Got a lot of this stuff right at eye level. It's kind of a sacred place to me, so I haven't done much of anything down here at all. It needs to be cleaned up. It's a matter of stewardship now, honestly. So I'm going to make a drink. I'm going to clean this place up a little bit tonight. I'm going to hang my hammock. I'm going to build a little fire pit, which, check this out. I got a neat little spot. That right there is my favorite spot on the whole property. I sit right there. I put my feet in the water. I relax. I love it. But I don't want to do anything. I don't want to mess this up. I want it natural. So down the brook a little ways, we have this low-lying spot right here. I'm gonna make a fire pit right there. Drink, hammock, fire pit, relax. I need to cut wood too. So, man, it's a lot of work having fun. Drink. Oh, I have so much good food. I'm really excited about the food. Yes. Ice, thermos, vodka. Got some Dole, pineapple orange, good stuff. Some Polar. This is to keep the critters out. I'm allergic to bees. The last thing I want to do is take a sip of that after a bee crawled in there and it's just waiting to sting me right in the face. That is one big ash tree that is dead and just waiting to kill somebody. There's one of its branches right there. Yeah, this is tricky. There's downed wood everywhere. I think I have a good spot. I'm gonna go from this tree to this tree. I gotta cut that guy down, but that gives me a pretty good spread right here. I got the brook right there. I can hear it. And that big, huge rock right there with moss on it will make an excellent table. But I gotta clean some of this stuff up and I have to get rid of this guy right here. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. All right. All right, this is the star of the show right here. This is what I'm testing tonight. This is the Warbonnet Yeti. It's a custom underquilt built at 50 degrees. Now they say that this is for the, oh, what's it called? Blackbird. This is for the Blackbird. They don't mention anything about compatibility with the Eldorado. But they did say that it worked with most gathered and hammocks. And being that the Eldorado and the Blackbird are a very similar build, I figured it was probably okay to go ahead and order this thing. So this is it. It's a 3/4 length underquilt. This one's custom built to 50 degrees. This weighs 7.5 ounces. So I'm hoping that for a summertime kit, this is gonna work really well and reduce weight and bulk. I'm a hot sleeper, so I think that a 50 degree 3/4 underquilt will work just fine. Tonight will be a good test because it's getting down to the low 50s tonight. Now, I did have to add this loop of shot cord to the tail end of it because the way it came, it was just way too tight on this hammock and it was constricting. It was making the zippers act funny. So I took this piece of shot cord right here and added it for length, and that seemed to open it up quite nicely. So now all I have to do, here's the emblem, Warbonnet 50 degree. This goes at the head end. So I loop it right around this gathered end and then take this guy, the extended shot cord, and loop it right around the other end. Make sure that the hammock sits in this thing quite nicely. Right, it's like a taco almost. Now it can slide up and down. You can adjust it wherever you want. I like that it's adjustable. You can slide it. These sleeves have shot cord run through them and you can just slide this thing up and down however you like. about shoulder to knee coverage. And I can already feel the heat coming off of it. It's gonna be a really clear night. No rain at all in the forecast. So I'm not setting up my tarp. Sleeping under the stars, as they say, just like this. The Eldorado has this guy out for headspace. It's one loop that goes to one stake and creates a bunch of headroom with this net. It's a really cool feature, and it seems like a really good guideline to slide this underquilt right up to. And that so far has seemed to work pretty well for me. Just in testing. I haven't used it overnight. Tonight's my first night with this underquilt, and we'll see how I like it. The suspension kit weighs 4.8 ounces. The hammock itself weighs 1 pound 6 ounces. The underquilt 7.5 ounces. Stake kit 8 ounces. Plus the tarp that I have, which I'm not using tonight, is another 7 ounces and change. The whole hammock kit with the tarp comes in at 2 pounds 15.9 ounces. This is going to be my little spot down by the brook. Oh, this is exciting. Got a nice little beach right here that is usually above water, but sometimes under. Managed to fire right close to the water. Yeah, I got some rocks. Got the hammock right there. This is going to be awesome. I'm so excited. I'm also getting chewed up. Look at that. Yeah. Worth it. I like this tree right here. I think I'm going to keep it. Tonight for dinner, I'm having this ribeye, but I'm gonna season it well ahead of time. Garlic, salt, pepper, cayenne, red pepper, black pepper, all the good stuff. I'm just gonna let this sit here for a while, quite a while, till I get around to cooking it. Tonight I am using my Western Mountaineering quilt. It's rated for 26 degrees. first night of the season that I can see my breath. Yeah, I am looking forward to crawling into this thing. Yep, I'll see you in the morning. Beautiful morning out. Slept in late. It's 8:30. I slept really well last night. This underquilt is going to work fine. 50-degree Yeti. I slept great last night. I didn't get cold at all. The proof is in the pudding. I made it through last night very comfortable. No issues whatsoever. So I think I'm going to be using this more, especially in the summer and whatnot. I'm really excited about this. Might even test it a little bit more this season to see how low I can take this comfortably. I'm very happy that this worked and that I slept well. And I'm excited to add this to the kit. Time to take a stroll into the woods, see if I can't find a squirrel or two. The Ruger 1022 with an Icon 3-9. I have this rifle sighted in for 50 yards is my far zero. About 23 is my near zero. Anything from approximately 17 to 56 yards is pretty much just a dead hold. I've got about a little more than ½ inch of variation between that range. 50 yards is a good yardage to have your 22 dialed into for squirrel hunting for that reason. So let's go see if we can find some squirrels. I'm just going to do a little bit of walking in the woods, kind of slow, see what I see in here. I think what I want to do is make my way out to that white duck canvas tarp that I set up last year. It's been up for a year now, sitting in the woods in that same spot. I check on it in the winter, and it's still up. Made it through the winter. I haven't checked on it in a little bit though, so we're gonna make our way there slowly, see what happens. Now, if this were deer season, I would take a seat, and sure as shit, within 10 minutes, a squirrel or two would come out and start chattering, screaming, hooting and hollering, letting everyone know that I was here. So I'm gonna sit here and see if that scenario plays itself out. Got a nice little cushion that I leave out here. Just gonna take a seat right here in the sunshine. Well, I've been sitting out here for about half an hour and have not seen a single squirrel, as luck would have it. I didn't come out here to sit. So the good thing about squirrel hunting is that you can just kind of walk around and just check stuff out. If you happen to see a squirrel, maybe get a shot at it. It's already 10 o'clock. It's crazy. So this morning is just cruising. It's so nice out here though. Nice temperature, nice mild conditions. The leaves are losing their deep green. Fall is setting in. It's a really dry season this year. Absolutely nothing. And I'm running out of my allotment of time, so I have to call it quits for the day. Oh, I was really hoping to get at least one, but Not looking like that's gonna happen. Oh well, we have until January 31st. I've got about 5 months to stack squirrels in the freezer, so I'm sure I'll have some degree of success eventually. I'm gonna make my way back to camp, pack it up, and head out of here, scoot back home. It's warming up. Ugh, I like those nice cool mornings, but it still gets pretty hot during the day. Alright guys, I'm all packed up. The site is picked up, and yeah, no squirrels, but really good night in the woods. Awesome sleeping weather. I got to test out my underquilt successfully, so that's good. That was the main mission of coming out here, honestly, was getting that tested before it gets too cold. Super pleased with the underquilt. It'll become a normal part of my kit for the warmer months, that's for sure. And yeah, got a nice little spot down here. This cleaned up nicely. Got my cool little tree right there. Got the brook, fire pit. Great spot for a hammock where I was last night, and just a great spot to camp. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was a good outing in the woods, and maybe I can get a squirrel on the way out of here. Who knows? Fingers crossed. Appreciate your support. I'll talk to you later. See you next time. It's good in the woods.